Hey guys, AJ here back on another one for you. So it's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Hope you guys are all doing well. I hope your week hasn't been too crazy, man. Because the last 2 days have been pretty crazy for me. And yeah, guys, I hope everything's well. I hope you guys have fun weekend plans. Jameson, how's it going, man?
What's a weekend?
I know, right? You know what's funny? You see a lot of people complaining about, 40 hours a week is a lot, blah, blah, blah. I have friends of mine that are from like El Salvador and Guatemala. They're like, 40-hour work week? What's that?
That's a vacation.
You know what I mean? Like the concept of like a 40-hour work week and a weekend is a very Western thing. You know what I mean? And especially if you look at Japan, Korea, where you're just supposed to stay and just work. You know what I mean? But if people who work on farms, everything, my mom grew up on a farm. And they just worked. You get up, you work on the farm, go to school, come back, do your homework, work on the farm some more. You know what I'm saying? And then weekends, you were working on the farm. So it's just crazy how people think that, like, I think that's why I've always been, even in college, I had 2 jobs, school, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. So, but yeah, man. So guys, we're going to talk about teachers today. We have this chick right here who was banging and clanging students, giving them alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Doing all this foolishness. And then we have another guy who's a teacher. He has over 50 victims. Clown world. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Yeah, so this is from Law and Crime Network, guys. So let's just jump into this.
Anne Margaret Bacon at Parton High School has been charged with third-degree criminal sexual conduct. This is our understanding to be a felony carrying up to 15 years in prison. Now, she apparently confessed to police that she had sex with an 18-year-old student of hers in a hotel room on 5 different occasions. Hotel records even confirm the dates that she provided. That's our understanding from the reporting. She's also accused of purchasing alcohol for minors. Oops. Now, the way that she was arrested was interesting because a witness apparently came forward to the school talking about what they saw. Bacon was interviewed about this, initially said it wasn't true. Then the teenage boy's girlfriend said she found all of these sexualized text messages and these nude photos exchanged between him and Bacon.
There it is, right there, guys. I swear that this has always gone on, but now because of the internet, right? And people love to use the internet and leave evidence that people are getting caught more. Yeah. Do you have a addiction to social media? Look at that, man.
And there were allegedly pictures of Bacon drinking with these minors.
Oops.
Once the
school, he's popping bottles with seniors in high school. Look at that.
And the school resource officer found out about what was going on. They alerted the police. This teenage victim said to police that he's in a relationship with Bacon and even stays at her place.
Look at that.
But apparently Bacon says they are no longer dating. A lot to talk about here. Let me bring on Minnesota criminal defense attorney Jack Rice, former prosecutor, former CIA officer. Great to have you on, Jack.
Man.
What a case to talk about here.
You know what? I'm getting a little bit older. I need to make some money. So this prosecuting attorney thing, that's not paying good. So I'm going to become a defense attorney, you know?
I don't know. Bacon, rice, this is making me hungry.
Right?
Cases all the time.
Yeah, it always bothers me. You call me when you get the freak show one, right?
What can I say? Hey, what can I say? I mean, it is what it is.
You could have called Chris Hansen.
I'm your boy for that, is it? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, well, when we look at these, the problem is the charges are really serious. They really are. When you talk about a felony third-degree criminal sexual conduct charge just by itself, it's potentially up to 15 years, but it's a
myself. Okay, Jameson, help me out here. Third-degree felony. Now you know that if this was a guy doing this, man, he'd have first degree, lewd, lascivious, all types of stuff, right? And there's what's that?
So they fry him like bacon.
Yep. Oh, I see what you did there. You rogue, you. No, but like the fact is, it's like I don't. And she's not getting 15 years. Let's be honest.
Probation.
Come on, man. Probation. Yep.
Presumptive 48 months in prison. That's the presumption for a charge like this. There's also something else that rolls out of this kind of a charge that most people forget about. If you're convicted in Minnesota of any charge that arises from this, so let's say hypothetically she's even found guilty of child endangerment tied to this and nothing more. She also has to register as a sex offender for the next 10 years. Now remember,
only 10 years. Once again, if this was a guy, he'd be on there for life.
He was 18. So he was 18 at the time. This is basically about what's called in Minnesota a position of authority.
Yep.
Because of where she was, she was in this position, we obviously don't want teachers to be perping on kids. This guy wasn't a kid, but because he was a student, we have decided here that we can't have teachers, rightfully so, perping on anybody who is a student. And
he's saying perping. Have you ever heard anyone use that term, Jameson? Perping?
I'm sure it's a hip legal term.
Oh man, just like his hair, right? He's trying to be all hip.
Oh yeah.
In a position to look up to this person. So it's a pretty weird one.
So in other words, the reason she is charged under this statute,
it's because she was a teacher.
Usually for these kinds of relations that people would have with minors, you can be charged under this, even though he wasn't a minor, because of that position of authority. And I'm assuming a teacher.
Lots of states have these laws now.
Oh my goodness. Think about this. Police officers, and I've had these experiences, as I told you before we went on the air. I'm in the middle of a crim sex trial right now, so I'm dealing with these kinds of things constantly. Is this can be?
You ever watch Parks and Rec, where Tom Haverford always shortens things that don't need to be shortened? That's what this guy is. A crim sex trial.
Crim sex.
I'm in the middle of a murder suit trial.
Teachers, this might be lawyers, this might be other church leaders, people like that, people that someone looks up to in society in that sense. Those people are in unique positions. Check this out for just a weird twist. Understand that it's possible that she could have had sex with somebody else who was in that very same position, so long as she wasn't in a position of authority. Let me get weirder with you for just a sec. In Minnesota, the law is so long as you are not in a position of authority, you have the right, obviously with someone agreeing to this, to have sex with somebody who is 16 or 17 years old here in Minnesota. This is the weird part. They apparently,
I feel like he's researched that.
Pictures on his phone. You can have sex with a 16 or 17-year-old so long as you're not in a position of authority. But if you take a picture of it, that's child pornography.
Yeah, I was going to say that is production of child porn. Yep. And all you guys are listening who have kids, especially if you have young boys, okay? Do not let them have these little girlies send them pictures on their phones, because 9 times out of 10 the boy gets slapped with the child porn charge. You know what I'm saying? My nephew, he recently graduated from high school, and there was two young boys in his school that got hit with that. And the thing is, they were sending pictures back and forth. So the girl they were 2 underage people, the boy and a girl, both sent each other pictures, but the boys got in trouble and the girls didn't. Clown world.
So the sex is fine. This is Minnesota. Don't ask me. The sex is fine. The documentation of the sex is also a felony. Also requires a predatory registration requirement. 10 years. If they're under 13, it's a lifetime registration.
Look at that.
Now, my understanding is, and unless you saw something different, I haven't seen her charged with that. I haven't seen her charged with respect to supplying alcohol to the minors.
Of course not.
As far as I saw, do you think that this is the start of the charges and more could be coming out?
Well, I think realistically that CSC3 charge is coming out specifically because of that position of authority. Frankly, what I would expect, that's the big one anyway. Remember, this just happened to me. We're starting a trial. They just ramped up the charges right before a jury was impaneled, before a jury was sat. So we'd already chosen them. They just upped the charges in this case. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll add additional charges. I could certainly see a child endangerment charge that could roll out of this if it hasn't already been added to the complaint here in Minnesota.
Look at that.
The big one, the one that they really wanted right now was that CSC3. I'm in Ramsey County. This took place in Ramsey County. I have been working in this 5 years. I probably know the people who charged it out, and I probably know every player in the room. And when we think about that, once you get the charge, that is almost all you need to get that written piece. If you get any kind of a conviction, any kind of anything.
And I assume that's what's going to happen. The reason I say assume is I wonder, even though she admitted to—
You know whose hair he has? You remember Paulie from The Sopranos? Jameson?
Oh, yeah. That's it.
That's the hair he has. Hold on. Where are we? Paulie. Sopranos. There it is, man. There. Did you know he was originally supposed to be Tony Soprano? They had cast him to be Tony Soprano, and David Chase is like, he just doesn't seem right. Like it's just, because they actually had him reading the part and everything, and then James Gandolfini tried out, and they were like, this is him, But yeah, he wouldn't have done. No way.
Forget about it.
No way, man.
To doing this, or allegedly admitted to doing this. If this victim was her student at one point in time, but let's say hypothetically wasn't her student at the time this sexual conduct happened, does that change the analysis?
It might. Jesse, I was thinking about this story too, and about how I would be defending it. As I mentioned, because I'm in the midst of one of these, I'm sort of in the fight in my head. And in my mind, my first thought was, when you say position of authority, how?
There it is.
Position of authority.
There it is. Lawyer your way out of it, right? So what exactly do we mean by authority? What exactly do we mean by position, right?
She looks like
in her class.
Is she the girl from Wonder Years all grown up? Is that what?
Yeah, that's true. Like Winnie, was it Winnie? Is her name?
Yes. Well, my response, okay, that I get it. Well, what happens if they weren't in the class? What happens if they were just in the school? Is that still a position of authority? Now, I've fought that fight on CSC cases.
Hey, can you pause it for a minute?
And I've lost it.
Search Griffin Men in Black 3. That's who this guy reminds me of.
Wait,
this lawyer.
This guy?
That's all I see when I see this guy talking.
Yeah, he has that look in his eyes. He has that look in his eyes. Yeah, you're right. Who's this actor?
Oh, I don't know. He's been in a lot of stuff. Character actor.
Oh, Michael Stolbarg. Yeah, you're right.
I see that attorney's face. I just keep thinking of this guy.
Look at that.
Where if you're a teacher, that teacher position, the student position, stretches even beyond schools sometimes. Depends upon the judge. But it's possible that you could sever.
Katie, what's going on, my friend?
That relationship enough that the position of authority would not apply. And the only thing that makes this the crime, exclude the alcohol for a second, but the only thing that makes this the crime really is that position of authority. If you could sever it, then really what you get is she was having sex with an 18-year-old. Remember, 18-year-old's legal, 17-year-old is legal here, 16-year-old technically is even legal. Weird, there it is. So long as that position of authority does not exist.
And I will tell you, I think an about face defense, like, oh, I didn't mean what I was saying, I didn't admit it. It's kind of doesn't work here because it seems to suggest the hotel records line up with the dates that she gave, but also she denied supplying alcohol to these teenagers, but then said, oh yeah, there's this $40 Venmo payment that was labeled LIQQ. And she apparently told authorities that she couldn't recall what the payment or who it was sent to, but it seems that there is, and we mentioned the photos and the text messages, very hard to argue against this actually being the case.
Yeah, it sure is. I can tell you one other aspect of it, as I thought about this, and this is sort of the criminal defense attorney in me. Here is a perfect example. Understand, according to the 18-year-old who may be 19 now, they're dating and he stays with her some of the time. If she had kept, and this came out because of the ex-girlfriend of him, and that seemed to be part of this. From a defense attorney perspective, do you really think they would have gotten cooperation out of that kid, out of the 18, 19-year-old?
I don't know.
I doubt it. If she had not said a word to the police, if she had actually said, I have nothing to say without my attorney present, they wouldn't have been able to get those statements. They may not have been able to get the hotel records. All they have is an ex-girlfriend who's saying those two are having sex. And the thing is this case may never have been charged out.
As we talk about potential legal liability for something like this, let me just take a minute to shout out our great partner.
Dang, look at this, Jameson. Look at this. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
This lady, she was in a custody battle with her ex. So she tied herself and her kids to a mattress and set it on fire. Look at that. Clown world. Dude, what is wrong with people? Man, oh man, oh man. That's terrible. Look at that. Huh.
Sponsor here on Sidebar, Morgan & Morgan. Why? Because the truth is, not all law firm companies can start. You're curious about the liability of the school. Because Bethany Descent, this is the principal of the high school, sent out a statement to the staff and the students. And it said, quote, I am writing to inform you of the recent resignation of a Tartan teacher, Ann Bacon. We've been informed by local law enforcement that Ann Bacon is being investigated for alleged misconduct. Please be assured that the trust and safety of our students remain our utmost priority. We are cooperating fully with law enforcement's investigation and will continue to do so throughout the process. We understand that this news affects our school community. School counselors and administrators are available for any students needing support. Now, again, keep that in mind with what I said before, that if you had somebody who came forward to the school originally, I think back in July, but didn't have concrete proof of this illicit relationship, then comes back and reports Bacon in February because this person was concerned that Bacon was still teaching. Did the school have an obligation to do more?
Yes.
I think probably the school could face liability regardless of them removing her even immediately. I mean, part of this is going to be the idea that they hired her in the first place, because you're making the argument that she's essentially, in the broader sense, a pedophile. And did she receive sufficient training? Did they retain her appropriately? I mean, there's a whole series of questions that come up, and the likelihood is technically, if you're going to sue, they would be suing, and this would be technically the 18-year-old, think about that, and his family, suing her and the school. So that would not surprise me.
Someone's going to get paid
constantly, not just in Minnesota, but across the country. What makes this case slightly different, obviously, is the gender of the teacher. People have this vision in their head of what predators look like, predatory offenders look like. And very simply, we've come to realize that they come in all shapes and sizes and genders. And as a result of that, I think the generalization simply does not work.
We talk about that all the time. There's this kind of perception, a young boy with a female teacher. It is totally wrong. They are victims. They may not realize the trauma that they're experiencing and what effect this might have on them now, but later on in life, we've seen so many stories about how this affects them. And this is a crime. So we have to be very clear. It is a crime. Now, talking about this, I am very curious. If she were to plead guilty, or if she were to take this to trial and be found guilty for this charge, What are we looking at in terms of prison time? You mentioned it a little bit.
That's
about
true.
what the
I was just here to
minimum could be,
party,
what the
you
maximum
know,
could be. What do you think?
and
we're
drink
looking
my
at here?
Well,
my beer,
the max
you know?
in a case like this, 15
You
years.
can drink in front of this 18-year-old, so I don't drink in front of my own
Degree.
kids.
I was just trying to find a place to party.
And this has to do with that position of authority. According to the sentencing guidelines in Minnesota, and what they generally look at is they're looking at the seriousness of the charge as well as any criminal record, assuming that she has no criminal record. So she has zero criminal record right now. Generally, third-degree charges, depending upon what it is she's likely facing a presumptive 48-month commit to prison. Now, I have to say, thinking about that I'm dealing with these kinds of cases constantly. I mean, all the time. And one of the problems that I have here, really, in the panoply of criminal sexual conduct charges, does this rise to the level of most of the others? No, it doesn't. We have an adult. I have 18-year-olds I've represented, this guy's age, younger than this guy. I have 16 and 17-year-olds who get charged as adults who get charged with rape all the time. And so what we're saying here is somehow he's magically protected and he's the vulnerable victim. And he is, but he's not, in the sense that that could change how they resolve this case. So what you could end up seeing, and I'm thinking about this in Ramsey County because I'm in Ramsey County, I'm going to be there today, is that it's likely what you may see is a lesser included, or you may see an agreement for what's called local time, which means you'd serve time not in prison, but in the local county jail. And that means less than 1 year. So she could see jail time, I think, regardless. And that's actually true. But that doesn't change the fact that she's still going to have to register as a sexual predator for the next 10 years. She's going to have that label stamped on her forehead.
Look at
Jack
that.
Rice, thanks so much for coming on and breaking down this case. I'll make sure to have you on next time. Like you said, not a freak kind of case. Maybe I can have you something for a little bit more on the up and up. Although I'm talking about terrible crimes. I don't know what kind of case you expect, but either way, I really enjoy talking to Jack Rice. He's one of the best.
I don't know why the hell I even said that. I'll be really honest, because
you're a douche.
There's going to be more victims.
Oh, that guy bothers me, dude. This guy, right? I guess he's the type of slime ball who you want on your side if your butt's on the line, right? You know. Hold on. This is the other one.
Thank you for laughing with us through the fun times and helping us through all the bad times and crazy times of high school. We all appreciate you and we cannot wait to see you.
An Arkansas teacher whose students praised in a video that later went viral has pled guilty to a federal sex crime.
Oops.
We're bringing back on Hillary Nappy.
A federal crime, huh? Was it across state lines?
A lawyer who has litigated hundreds of cases on behalf of survivors of sexual abuse. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, that didn't take long. Another former teacher going to prison for sexually assaulting her students.
Jameson, Katie, John, Sweet Iced Tea. How much time do you think this knucklehead got? Anyone want to speculate before we get in the video here? Because he said prison, but a lot of times they don't know that if you get less than a year and a day, then you're in jail. So how much time do you think this person got?
14 months.
14 months? Okay.
I would probably say, somewhere around there, maybe a couple years, credit for time served, all that stuff.
Okay. John says two years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Katie's pretty much on the money. I agree there, but let's see.
33-year-old Heather Hare of Conway, Arkansas,
Heather
married
Hare.
mother of one, by the way, entered a plea in federal court to admitting to transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of unlawful sexual activity.
Look at
The
that.
sentencing date has not been set yet, but she faces between 10 years and life in prison. Now, there's a chance that you may recognize her. Why do I say that? Well, Heather Hare, she taught family consumer science classes at Bryant High School
I guess she hasn't been
Bryant,
sentenced yet.
Arkansas, but she was featured on Good Morning America after a video her students made for her went viral in 2020.
Oops. See, right?
Hey, Miss Hare, I just want to say thank you so much for teaching me this year. I had so much fun. I'm going to miss all the laughs we had in the class and all your wows and all of the TikTok dances we tried to teach you.
Yeah, you see, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, there were schools in Arkansas that went virtual, but only core classes continued. So some of the students put together this video for Hare, and the sweet moment made national headlines. But it wasn't all so great because federal prosecutors say it's what happened in 2021 and 2022 that would be Hare's downfall.
Uh-oh.
An investigation revealed that Hare met the minor victim on his first day of senior year. She began one-on-one counseling sessions with him, eventually giving him her phone number as well as Instagram and Snapchat usernames. Investigators say that Hare later told the victim that she had a dream that the two of them were having sex. So she actually gave him her address. Hare admitted that she and the victim engaged in sex acts 20 to 30 times. She says that the assaults happened at her home, her car, classroom, parking lots at the high school.
In the classroom. In the parking lot. Look at that.
Then in April of 2022, Hare was the chaperone for a field trip to Washington, D.C. 4 students were on the trip, 3 females, 1 male. That male was the one that she had been having sex with. And they apparently had sex on the trip, which is where the transporting a minor across state lines part comes into that.
Man.
Charge. Now, in a statement, Jonathan Ross, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Arkansas, he said, quote, "This former teacher took advantage of her position of trust and the vulnerability of a minor, using her role to entice and lure this minor into engaging in unlawful sexual activity. Our office will continue to seek significant penalties against any educational professional who sexually abuse their students." Now, Hare was indicted in federal court back in August of 2023. She entered a guilty plea this week. But when she was indicted in August, she wasn't only hit with the transportation of a minor charge, but also 1 count of interstate/foreign travel for prostitution/sexual activity by coercion. But it seems in exchange for her guilty plea, that remaining charge was dismissed.
There it is, right there. Right there, guys. They dismissed it. They dismissed that charge right there. Guys, anyone who doesn't think that the court system is biased,
you've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
clown world. Absolute clown world. Guys, my position is anyone that victimizes kids, throw the book at them. It doesn't matter what their gender is. It doesn't matter what the situation is. But the thing is, they just keep letting these teachers off with just a slap on the wrist. What is the? How are you gonna put out like a PSA for all these knuckleheads to not do this unless you punish them to the full extent of the law?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I'm a lady and I'm not wired that way to, be attracted to someone significantly younger than me. But I guess, I don't understand, but that's the whole fascination, right?
Well, so this woman's like 30 something, I think. I think that what's happening now is that a lot more people are using social media. And then you also see what I think is going on is, okay, I'm 43. I remember back when I was in school, 15, 16, 17-year-olds and 23-year-olds had nothing in common at all. Didn't listen to the same music. You remember how all your teachers in high school and middle school were in their mid to late 20s and they were adults. They had multiple kids. They had been married for a while, had a house. You know what I'm saying? They were adults dressed, old, they were older people. You didn't see the freshmen and the sophomore in high school and the teachers dressed the same. You know what I mean? But now we are so youth obsessed. Honestly, this is the first time in history where you see 45-year-olds and 15-year-olds listening to the same music, wearing the same clothes. You know what I mean? It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
So
and social media just makes it so easily accessible, right?
yep. And I think that a lot of these teachers they get out of college when they're 22, and they're still in this high school girl mindset.
Yeah.
Except now maybe they had a glow up, like, oh well, I might not have got the captain of the football team back when I was in high school, but I'm a teacher now. You know what I mean? So I can kind of get in on the action. Clown world.
Yeah, I don't get it, but yeah, I just don't
Insane.
think like that.
Yeah.
Let me bring back on Hillary Nappy, a lawyer who has litigated, unfortunately, hundreds.
What's with all these names? Bacon, rice, nappy.
Nappy hair, what?
Oh yeah. Who were all the teachers? You had Rutherford, you had Babs, you had Hey Stanley.
How you doing, Stanley?
How you doing, Stanley? Mind if I pour myself a drink, Stanley? Dude, that Deco is one of my favorites, dude. That kid's the man. Hey, Stanley.
How you doing? Doing good?
So what do you want to do, Stanley?
Cases on behalf of survivors of sexual abuse. Hillary, good to see you. I didn't think I would see you back this soon, but I mean, again, I'm happy to see you, but what do you think about this?
Well, thanks for having me again. I'm sorry that it's so soon. I think Hare's case is the highlight of so many of the same things that we see in all of these cases. She is a popular teacher. If she wasn't a popular teacher, then her students wouldn't have made her a video. Predators use that. They use their skills to build trust within their community. They use their skills to earn the trust of minors, and particularly vulnerable minors, right? They will look for the students that have a variety of problems at home to single them out and then focus their attention and build their trust. And some of the things that you highlighted already, right? One-on-one tutoring, one-on-one attention, mentorship, right? These are things that we actually want our teachers to do. And we're usually as a community thrilled when we see that kind of outreach. But I think it highlights the need for proper training, right? From school districts and, for other adults and even sometimes children to recognize the signs of when that mentorship and that attention and that extra that we get from teachers becomes too much.
That's right. Jim Rouch taught music for a long time. But I don't know. I don't need to go after little girls. I can go to the swingers club. That guy is a mega douche, man.
He would have gotten lost on the way
having
to
sex
start.
with a student on the premises of the school, right, in her car and in other areas. It seems like
parking lots, 20 to 30 times. That's so blatant. And the sex on the field trip.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, right? Where were the other adults?
Yep.
I am sure that if she took planned a field trip, right? And I've had cases where the abuser is a teacher, plans a trip for 30 or 40 kids. There are other chaperones that attend. It is not just that teacher. But of course, the intent of that teacher is to get time alone with that one student, or sometimes in other cases, multiple students that they're abusing at the same time. The idea is to isolate that child from their peers, their parents, and have that opportunity. So, where are the other teachers? Where are the training procedures, right? I mean, certainly when we're talking about junior high and high school children, they're learning about sex, right? I mean, when you're talking about a child who's very young, they don't have context for what is happening. They don't understand it. But when you're at this age, right, we know the teachers are walking into a room full of hormones. That's life. We need to be doing a better job. And parents need to be more involved in watching for these things. And, sometimes I think just like with doctors or priests, these are people who we as a society put in positions of trust.
That's
to be
true.
with our children.
Amen.
And we
Talk
give
to
them
your
a role,
kids.
and we teach our children, you're going to school. This is your teacher. Your teacher's there to, open new doors for you and teach you new things. And you're safe there. And these children aren't.
I find it also equally as fascinating that so many of the people that we're covering, they're married. They have these lives. They have children. She was married, young daughter, gave this minor her home address. Have you seen anything about that where, again, it's these people who were living otherwise normal lives engaged in this kind of sexual abuse, and inviting it into their home, inviting it to their car, inviting it to their space with their family. I just find that to be equally as disturbing.
Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, it's common. I'm thinking as you're talking, three cases off the top of my head that I've litigated where a student was invited to a family dinner because that student had been, the prize of the school newspaper, and his abuser was the person who ran the newspaper. And so
What?
he was a familiar
Look
face
at
with,
that.
the teacher was a familiar face with the student's family, and the student was a familiar face with the teacher's family. Um, I have
They invited the teacher to this. What? What is wrong with people? Hey, son, you have your teacher over for dinner.
another case where
Oh.
my clients were friends with the the teacher's children. They were all students in the same school. So
Mhm.
that teacher was not only, an authority figure within that building, but he was also a parent.
Yeah.
So, I think it's really common. I think that pedophiles will use whatever tools they have available to them to have access to children. And I think that these cases are highlighting the fact that it really is an equal opportunity crime.
Yeah.
Women are doing this just as much as men. And, I'm actually happy to see that we're having more of a conversation about it because I think that there are social stigmas around males reporting or acknowledging the fact that they're uncomfortable in sexual situations
There
at
it
that
is.
age.
Yep.
We as a society, right, promote young boys having sex at that age. It makes them quote unquote a man, right? And some of the comments on some of these podcasts, it's like high five that kid, right?
Yep.
But we don't view a young girl if she's in that position and if it's a male abuser. And one of the comments I saw on something else was like, what about female on female abuse? I have had
That
those
happens
cases,
too. Yep.
and it has been female teachers with female students, and the MO, so to speak, is the same, right? Build trust, isolate, and then push the boundary until the child keeps complying with whatever that adult's agenda is.
A lot of legal issues at stake here in this case. I think that's pretty clear. But when you think about it, there's also a lot of legal issues that come up in personal injury cases. You might not think about it, but if you get
Oh,
hurt,
sorry, guys.
not only is it scary, but it can be, I believe the claim now came forward, report this abuse. I believe the Arkansas Democrat Gazette reported there was a 17-year-old, and she initially surrendered to, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing it, to the Saline County authorities, and on a charge of first-degree sexual assault. This is according to a Twitter post by the Bryant Police Department. So again, that's an example of, and we've talked about it so much, the bravery of these people coming forward, these minors coming forward, these victims, because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
And we have to make that clear. And you made it perfectly clear that they are victims. I do want to talk to you a little bit about the law, though, on this.
Sure.
So she broke down in court. This is what the reporting is. Hare broke down in court. She was asked if everything the prosecutor said was 100% accurate. She replied to the court, "Yes, sir," and she pled guilty. And my thought was, because we are seeing these cases where people are pleading guilty or they're initially charged, is it incredibly difficult to defend yourself from these charges?
Oh, I think so. And I think that from the
It should be.
defendant perspective, the enticement is leniency in a sentence, right? Jails and prisons are not nice places for sexual offenders. And everyone knows that, right? And, if you are pleading guilty to one of these crimes and there's a set off, right? Because a district attorney's office or, a assistant U.S. attorney might be making a promise, keeping that child in mind. A plea of guilty prevents that child from having to testify. And if
Correct.
there are other children who are witnesses and, other teachers, sometimes that is a motivating factor to try to help heal the community, depending on how many people would be implicated. So, from a legal perspective, it's a trade-off. And I think defendants make decisions based on promises.
Well, I guess my question is, have you seen a successful case where somebody is hit with these kind of charges, successful in the sense for the defendant, where they actually took it to trial and maybe they tried to say that the minor victim who maybe testified wasn't credible, maybe there wasn't documentary evidence?
Can you
I mean,
imagine
have you
that?
seen cases where people who have been charged with these crimes, teachers, educators, school staff charged with sexual crimes related to minors, that they were able to get an acquittal?
Yeah. I think it's about the sufficiency of the investigation and the evidence that's gathered. So I'm thinking of a case when I was a criminal defense attorney. It was not my client, it was a colleague's client. Um, I don't remember right now the age of the student, but I want to say it was high school age. And a friend came forward and reported it. It was a male teacher. He was arrested. Intense questioning, but there were not Snapchats. There were not text messages. Apparently, they had been just communicating through, like in-person talking, right? There were no records of these communications, so everything was happening in the building.
They didn't have the chat logs, guys.
And to my recollection, they tried the case, and the defense attorney in that case kind of beat up the 16-year-old girl, and she was consistent with some of her story, and the jury bought it. And I think that there's a lot that goes into a jury's perspective, right? We're all humans, and we all make snap decisions based on what we see and what we hear, and we weigh what gets presented to us. And a good attorney is going to preclude certain things, right? And so when I was a defense attorney, I had a good relationship with law enforcement, and I would say to them all the time, when you do your job really well, you make my job very hard.
Yeah.
Because I can't have things precluded. I can't have pretrial hearings to say, your identification was wrong, or you didn't follow a protocol. So, that's not fair to my client, and his due process rights or her due process rights are being violated here. So it's all really about law enforcement. And, in my experience, particularly with crimes involving minors, the technology has increased for law enforcement. They are well trained. They know what they're looking for, and they want to, secure convictions in these cases. There's also, I think,
she happens to know law enforcement.
I want to see this chick and that Kathleen knucklehead in the same call. You know what I mean? What I wouldn't pay to see this chick dismantle knucklehead McGee over there.
Oh, she still have a smug look on her face.
For some pedophiles, a sense of remorse. They don't want to keep doing this, but it is a compulsion. And so
you have an addiction to the internet.
Yeah, a compulsion.
When presented with the option to spare their victim, right, having to testify, they take a plea. It benefits them in other ways, right? So, I mean, I can't speak to everyone, but I've seen both.
And let's end it on this in terms of the prison sentence. So my understanding is that Hare is trying to get 13 years in prison for that federal charge she pled guilty to, but the judge has refused to say whether the court will accept the deal. Any reason the judge would reject it and potentially sentence her in any way. And if he rejects the deal, then it rejects basically her guilty plea. But as far as I know, what can we expect from her sentence? And any reason the judge would
not much. Watch.
Do you think she could get life in prison?
No.
I mean, certainly she can under the law, right? Look, judges are impartial, but they are also there to weigh the equities of sending a message. In our country, one of the goals of, the criminal justice system is to punish. It's not, I think in theory, it's supposed to be some sort of rehabilitation, but it's not. And if this particular judge has seen in, the applications for certain warrants or in submissions to the court that might not be public, in other ways, memos, certainly from conferences and conversations with the attorneys on this case, if the evidence is overwhelming and she's admitted it, what are the grounds really? What's the basis for the judge giving leniency here? Particularly, if this judge has insight to how this has impacted the children that she's abused. I mean, 30 times on the premises of a school, that's significant.
He's still not going to give her much time.
30 times over.
Yeah, I think that judge is splitting hairs.
Property, and yeah, it's horrifying to say the least. Listen, I wish that.
Let's skip ahead, guys. Let's go to this other guy. Right here. Look at this. Where is it? Look at this. Yo. I'm surprised this guy hasn't been on TCAP. And is that a rug on his head? It has to be. It has to be.
I was going to say, is his last name Nappy too?
Yeah, you guys remember Dr. Wallen had a rug on his head in one of his older fan pictures?
You mean Marco?
Yeah, Marco. Did you see that, Katie? That like Dr. Wallen. Remember him, the guy who broke his sunglasses? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, man. You remember him, the cancer research doctor?
Was that the one in Sacramento?
Petaluma.
Yeah.
Or no, Petaluma.
Yeah. So someone went and found his old dating profile picture, and he called himself Marco Woke. What was it, Jameson?
I don't remember.
Yeah, and he had this like long, like James Bond style thing, like, yeah, I'm a man of adventure. And he had a rug on.
Oh,
oh man, but look at this guy. Why would you leave your children around someone who looks like this? Seriously.
Teacher who was once highly regarded by his peers is now accused of sexually abusing more than 50 former students spanning over decades. Thomas Bernagozzi was arrested on December 21st, and despite more than 50 former students coming forward, he's only charged with one count of first-degree coarse sexual conduct.
Absolute clown world. Right there, guys. Right there. He's only charged with 2 counts. Guys, come on. Clown world. Make this make sense. Someone make this make sense. That is crazy.
Against a child and another first-degree count of sodomy. Prosecutors say during the course of Bernagozzi's tenure, the now 76-year-old was once revered by teachers, staff, and parents within the district who would specifically request their children, mainly young boys, be placed in his class. The state says because a look-back window created in the New York State Child Victims Act allowed victims to file civil claims against alleged abusers, 45 individual lawsuits were filed against the Bayshore Union Free School District and Thomas Bernagozzi.
Wow.
And since those lawsuits were filed, 11 more alleged victims have come forward, tacking the number up to 56 alleged victims.
Wow.
It's become all too common to hear about some type of sexual abuse that goes on, whether it be at a school, whether it be at a church.
I spoke with law and crime legal analyst Julie Rendelman, who tells me the allegations against Bernagozzi and the school district are troubling.
And what is all the more troubling, keeping in mind that these are only allegations, is that the behavior, if true, seemed to have gone on for so many years and kind of swept under the rug potentially by the school itself. I think that we live in a very different time than we did years ago. I think many things that occurred were swept under the rug. I think school administration is much more attentive. I think there's much more of a risk, keep in mind now, that you're going to be held accountable, whether or not you're the person who's committing the crime or you're the administration that's ignoring the crime. So as time has changed, I think we're starting to see it a little less. But unfortunately, there was a period of time where we kind of shut our eyes, put our heads in the sand, and made pretend that things weren't happening when they really were.
Prosecutors say they were only able to criminally prosecute 2 cases.
That's
One of the
crazy.
victims alleges Bernagozzi abused them between 1997 and 2000. The other victim was allegedly abused by the former teacher between 1989 and 1991. So how does a once revered teacher continue a pattern of alleged sexual abuse over the course of 3 decades? The state says the former educator took students to local gyms, to the beach, the pool, Broadway shows, sporting events, and photos of hundreds of students were found inside his home. One victim.
Why would you let a teacher take your kid to a Broadway show? Clown world.
Who filed one of the 45 civil lawsuits says Bernagozzi abused him back.
Sweet Ice Tea says Jeff Stacey should have had Kathleen for a moment. Yeah, she would have probably believed him, right?
Back in 1976 and would fondle him in the classroom and at baseball games. Prosecutors reportedly alleged in court that school district officials knew about the abuse and even turned a blind eye.
Of course they did.
Anytime you have a teacher taking 4 to 8-year-olds to baseball games, to taking them to events that are outside the school, you have to be aware and more cognizant as a school to make sure that the behavior is as it should be.
The Bayshore School District in turn released a statement writing in part, the former employee hasn't been affiliated with the district since 2000, and due to pending and ongoing litigation, the Bayshore School District is unable to comment regarding the matter.
Look, I think we've learned a lot over the past years in regards to what occurred in the churches for all those years where no one did a single thing. And schools, whether they be colleges or private schools or public schools. And so a school at this stage would be fools to not have an investigative process in place that guarantees that when an incident is brought to their attention, it's investigated and it's investigated thoroughly.
But a recent law passed more than 15 years after Bernagosi resigned as a teacher is providing New York sexual abuse survivors a new path to seek justice, even if the statute of limitations has run out.
New York, along with many other states, have statute of limitations as to when an individual can be charged with an actual crime. Civil is a bit different, and New York.
So here's the thing that irks me the most about this, right? This law that they passed in New York, it allows you to file civil charges, like, even though 20 years have passed. But there's still no legal justice done, right? Which sucks. And also, too, there are times where people will file these civil charges, like against Matt Ariza, that punt god guy, where he was completely innocent of the whole thing. And then the DA goes, "Hey, look, there's not even enough evidence here for a criminal case at all." But the person filed a civil case, and then all of a sudden people don't differentiate between a civil case and a criminal case. So all of a sudden he's getting fired from like the NFL because everyone thought he had this criminal trial and it wasn't the same thing. So they really, really need to understand people communicate what's going on.
Had a child victim act.
Anyway, they throw the book at Bob Denver here is fine by me.
Put into place that allowed a look back for certain cases that went back much further, but that was for civil liability.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Criminal liability is much different. And so in this case, the prosecutors could only bring charges on those cases that were recent enough that they could fall within the statute of limitations. The Child Victim Act opened the door for many, many, many more civil suits. And that allowed for individuals to come forward that had really had no avenue before. Now, keep in mind, I have to say this again, these are allegations. So while there are plenty of individuals that have a basis for coming forward, there are also some that we must accept come forward who are making allegations that potentially are false. But either way, it gives an avenue for individuals to come forward for incidents that happened years and years in the past.
So what about the school district in this case? Could they face legal ramifications? As Rendleman explains, it's on the table.
Now, keep in mind, an individual can sue the person who is alleged to have committed the crimes. They can also sue the school if there's evidence that the school either knew or should have known about the actions of one of their own teachers and failed to act. So there are avenues with regards to civil liability. The criminal liability does become more limited as time goes on. Is it possible that these children came forward all those years ago and were ignored or not taken seriously? Absolutely. Keep in mind, the majority of the children were from 4 years old to 8 years old. In a criminal case, they're arguably not even swearable. And so it is possible that someone did come forward and was ignored, or someone expressed them that they misinterpreted what was happening. I think a school wants to have an environment where children and staff are able to come forward and not feel judged if they do come forward. With that said, keep in mind, not every single time a child or a teacher or someone that works in a school capacity, when they come forward, are telling the truth. And so you have to have something in place that allows an investigation to occur when an allegation occurs, to have a better understanding of whether something happened to prevent it from happening in the future.
And for the defendant, Rindleman says it's possible he could spend hard time behind bars.
Sure. So Bernagosi is facing up to 25 years for each of the crimes of which he's alleged. And he can be looking at concurrent time where they run together or consecutive time where they run separately. Also, remember, he's looking at registration as a sex offender. I believe he's 76 years old. So any
he's like
type of
1,000
sentence
years
would
old.
potentially be a life sentence. In terms of civil liability, they can certainly go after his finances, and they can go after the school. It can cost the school quite a lot if they lose or if they don't come to an amicable settlement. One would expect there is a civil attorney or attorneys that are handling the civil aspect of this case. And even when you look up this specific case, you actually see at the bottom that they're looking for additional victims. They want people to come forward, whether it be for more criminal charges or potentially to hold the school and this defendant potentially civilly liable for whatever acts they committed in the past. So I think the only thing that I think is interesting is you have to realize that the individuals that are coming forward now are adults. And so they're speaking about events that happened years ago when they were very, very young. Some 4 years old, some 5, 6, 7, 8. And one of the things that the defense attorneys are going to be going after is their ability to recall really what occurred. Is it something they're really remembering? Is it something that they think happened and then over the years it developed as something they believed was a real memory? I also think it's going to be important in terms of finding out what corroboration there was, not just now, but back then. Did they go to someone? Did they tell their mother? Did they tell someone at the school? And can that person come forward? Because I think these things are going to be important in being able to prove that he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
In December, New York prosecutors requested Bernagosi be held on a $1 million cash bail.
$1 million.
However, a New York judge ordered Bernagosi be placed on supervised release
what?
with GPS conditions.
What? What is going on? They let him out on supervised release. Look at that. Ooh, what happened here? Okay, guys, real fast. So I always laugh at this part because good old Josh Cologne, right? Guys, it's so funny when you think, hey, Katie, have you seen the Josh Cologne segment yet?
Yeah, I have.
Did you notice that he only brought food for himself?
Yeah, I brought food for myself.
What?
Joshua Cologne was a 26-year-old plumber from New York when he surfaced in our Fairfield, Connecticut investigation. He brought an overnight bag and dinner for one. He wanted to have sex with
like as if he's not a big enough tool. What is this going to do? Sit there and just eat in front of him? Oh man, what a turn!
12-year-old girl. What he got was a date with me.
Sorry. Hi, Poppy. Come on in. It's so good to see you. Oh, did you get here okay though? Were the roads bad? Look what I made you.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Those are red velvet?
Yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah, I like them.
Well, do you want to try
my
them?
picture?
Look at that. Yeah. Just one. There's one.
What'd you bring me?
Go box in there.
I brought dinner for myself.
Oh.
Smooth.
What'd you bring me? What did I bring you? Well, dinner for myself. It's so hilarious, dude. What a turn. What a piece of trash. Look at this. Look at that.
Because I didn't get to finish my dinner.
Oh, that's
okay.
okay.
Kind of
Why would okay. All right. Let's we can't even speculate because he's such a numbskull and he's such a crappy situation. And guys, people who wear these like thick, solid black rim glasses do it because they want to seem like they're more important than they actually are, right? There's a few people that can pull off this look, you know? And this guy is not included in that category. Okay? But why would you go to someone's house with food for yourself? Like, in any sense of anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I was going to go to Jameson's house and I was like, oh, snap, I'm hungry. I'm going to get like a pizza. I'm not going to get like 2 slices and then be like, hey, whoa, Jameson, hold on, man. I got to finish. You know, at least bring some pizza for everybody, buddy. What a douche.
You can finish. I had stuff earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then
He's going to sit there and eat in front of. And guys, Nervous Nelly, like I said, she's, I think my favorite decoys are Emily, because she's iconic. I mean, come on. And then Nervous Nelly, and then Casey.
Enough cupcakes.
Grab me something wherever, it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Because she actually talked to the decoys more than anyone else, you know?
Thanks.
We had a house like this. Mind if I use the bathroom? Because I was so long.
Yeah, it's right here.
Kind of, you look hotter than the picture.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
No, here, this one.
Now, she wasn't supposed to let him use the bathroom, right?
You look hotter than your pictures.
You look hotter than your pictures,
Dumbass.
So gross. And his messages are so, his chat logs are so passive aggressive. It's like scary.
I just
That makes sense. I brought dinner for myself.
I brought dinner for myself. Look at this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it's little.
Look at Chris lurking in the background.
I'm really nervous. Yeah, right there. No, here, this one. Yeah.
Look, hello, Josh.
It's like the
scary movies.
It's like Halloween where Michael Myers suddenly comes into frame there, out of the darkness.
I know it's little.
How did she know that?
Facts. So look at Chris. Look at Chris on the sauce.
Oh, it's behind you, doesn't it?
Behind the picture frame?
Sorry, guys. The obligatory. This was the spinoff, guys. Highlander, the show was good, but the spinoff was trash. It was horrible, dude. And it was crazy is the character that was the spinoff was a really good character too, but I don't know who decided to write it, but it was bad.
Oh, you have a seat right over there. Right over there. Keep your hands right there. Sit.
I know who you are.
You know who I am?
Yes.
Who am I?
I see this on.
Where is it?
You do look kind of familiar.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
That's who he is.
Sure. What show?
And I want that ass.
Show about men meeting young girls.
Men meeting young girls. Do you have keys in your pocket?
Yes.
Will you take them out?
Is that his car alarm going off? I never noticed that.
You must hit the panic button.
Oh.
So you've seen my shows before?
Yeah.
Have you told other 14-year-old boys you want a BJ and you want that ass?
All right, guys. Okay, I'm gonna be frank here. All right, guys, you have to pick a struggle. Okay, you have to. Okay. Good old Josh. I'm sorry, but he lost on the whole facial features front. Okay, dude. And then he's got goofy glasses, and he's got a goofy haircut, and he's overweight, and he can't dress. Dude, you have to pick a battle, dude. You have to, man. You know what I'm saying? Get better glasses, get some contacts, and dude, get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's asking me to be an Olympic athlete, obviously, but dude, like you have to pick a struggle. Like there's no reason why 26. Come on, man. Like what are you doing, bro? It's just sad. I mean, someone like Donald Morrison, who's obviously just given up on life, fine and all, but like I don't understand.
It's been a while.
Well, and Cologne is a twin. You know, twins are never good looking.
Wait, he's a twin?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's got a twin brother.
Huh, interesting. And hey, James, shut up.
Well, guess what? We're starting up again. And you are among our first guests.
Oops.
What's your name?
Joshua.
Joshua what?
Cologne.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. And how did you meet this Jenna Claire?
I was on an app called Link.
And why did you think it was appropriate to talk to a girl who said she was 12 years old?
I don't know why.
12?
I know. It was wrong.
What did you bring with you tonight?
Huh?
What did you bring with you tonight?
Clothes.
Why would you need a change of clothes?
Because I was going to stay over.
Stay over with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do with this girl?
At least he's honest.
He is, but that's what makes it so disturbing.
Yeah.
And he knows it's wrong. He openly admits that it's wrong, but he's like, yeah, I'm here for this.
He said that would be probably the cleanest, best way.
Well, he even admits it to the police.
What's that? Huh?
He admits it to the police that he had sex with a 15-year-old prior to this.
Yeah, and he thought that like it was perfectly normal to date a 12-year-old.
Disgusting. Look at that. I tell you, guys, we all know what I think should be done to knuckleheads like him, but I can't say it on YouTube.
Now, you had quite the chat with this girl. It's too bad you aren't old enough. I would marry you. You would marry a 12-year-old girl.
If she was old enough.
But why would you even say that to a 12-year-old? Yeah. Do you have any nieces and nephews, younger cousins?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
what
scary.
if a guy was hitting on them like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it. So explain to me what was going on in your mind that made you think it was okay to come here and do the very same thing.
I don't want to say anymore.
Well, you pretty much already said it.
I think that, like I said, a lot of the Hansen versus Predator guys, that there's so many legendary guys in TCAP, and a lot of the Hansen versus Predator guys, but I think that Vincent Ambrosio and Knucklehead, Supreme Knucklehead,
Sokol.
So yeah, those guys are up there. I mean, they might as well have been in the first investigations, because I think Sokol just became such a meme over time. You know what I mean? But he is probably in the top 5 most famous Predators, which is crazy because he's from the newer investigation. Ambrosio is hilarious, but Sokol just, I mean, he's like Jeff Stacy status at this point. You know what I mean? But he's such a douche. Shark Tamer, what's up, man? How you been, man? Martin J, how are you?
You asked for her address. I'll pick you up somewhere and we'll have sex if you want. I'll go slow, and yes, it will hurt because she's a virgin, you said. This is all you, right? Yeah. You tell her to masturbate. in preparation for your big night of sex with a virgin? Did you bring condoms?
Did she just grab his keys?
Yeah.
Why did I never noticed that? Do you see
I'm
that?
taking your car.
Wait,
Look
no,
at that.
let me see it again.
Look,
See
look,
it again.
look.
Where?
Ah!
I'll take those.
He won't be needing these. Look at that. I never noticed that.
Where are they?
In my bag.
What else is in the bag?
Clothes and toothbrush, stuff like that.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you're gonna find.
Yeah, well, we'll finally make out and make love. I was thinking of staying over and leaving the next morning. So when I come over, we'll go to your room and you'll take off all your clothes, since I'm the boss. Why did you have her call you Poppy?
I don't want to say anymore.
What is Poppy?
It's Latin saying
Nickname?
Yeah.
You wanted her to call you the boss. And then you say, I just hope your mom doesn't find out about me because I could get in serious trouble, you know, right? I could go to jail.
Yeah.
I know love knows no age, but most people don't think the same.
You know this guy has serious issues with women. Seriously. You know what I mean? Like, if he's saying call him, me the boss and all this foolishness, dude, you know that this guy has serious issues. I don't know, like, where it stems from or whatever, but that's why I wish that all of these guys could be interrogated by women. Oh, it'd be so good to see. Do you know if one of his interrogators was female, Jameson?
I think she was.
Oh, okay. I gotta go back and watch his interrogation again.
12, Joshua.
I know, I messed up.
Have you done this before?
No.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
We have evidence of that too. A 13-year-old. So why should I believe you've never done this before?
I just first of me.
You just woke up.
A chance.
You woke up a few weeks ago and said, "I'm going to chat up this girl and drop."
You didn't say anything about I want that ass.
I'm from your home where?
New York.
In Brooklyn.
In Queens.
Queens. You said Brooklyn. Or do you work in Brooklyn?
I work in Brooklyn.
Okay. And you live in Queens?
Yes.
And what do you do for work in Brooklyn?
I'm a plumber.
A plumber. Good job?
Yeah.
Good pay?
Not for long.
It's all right.
Why would you toss it away for this?
I don't know.
What do you want people to know about all this?
Really nothing.
Nothing. What do you think should happen to you?
I guess I have no choice but to go to jail.
Do you deserve it?
Yeah.
I mean, can't you explain to me what brought you here tonight?
No.
I mean, it's not.
Like I said, you know, Chris was obviously like in the depths of addiction here, right? Like he's obviously been on the sauce. He has the puffy face, the beer belly, the pallid skin. But you can just see now, like just in this investigation, his eyes are just lifeless. It's like he's just going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in Takedown and in TCAP, you can just see like, you know, like he's like there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like here it's like he doesn't even want to be there. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't have a lust for life. You know what I mean?
You're talking about Chris Hansen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like the drive is gone.
Oh, he just doesn't have that spark of life in his eyes like he does now. But I honestly think it's, you know, because when you're on the sauce all the time, you know, he just was going through the paces. I mean, not that he didn't do a good job, but it's like he seems so much younger. And even though this was 2011, right? Or 2012?
No, 15, I think.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
but he's like, you know, almost 10 years older now, got nothing but gray hair, but he seems so much younger. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? than he does here. Even though he obviously looks younger here, but he seems younger now. It's like he's more about life, But just look at his eyes; it just doesn't. Yeah,
not right.
Muscle and Fitness wasn't asking him to be on the cover back then.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the one thing about I've had a couple of friends in college where a friend of mine was with a girlfriend that was like, hey, look, you know what would be awesome if you tried opioids? And then he ended up being an opioid addict and all this other stuff. Yeah, some girlfriend, right? And then my other friend who was a rip-roaring, rootin' alcoholic. And that's the thing about alcoholism, the physical act of drinking all that liquid. Yikes. You know what I mean? Like, so guys, I watch a lot of Intervention too. And this one guy would drink 32 beers a day. Think about that. How much of the physical act of drinking 32 beers in a day. Absolutely insane. I think that the worst.
How many home runs did he hit?
Right? Is the guy who would drink hand sanitizer. He would put hand sanitizer in Sprite, and then he would get so drunk he would just drink it by itself. Disgusting.
Help me to understand it.
I don't know. I don't know what was going through my mind.
You don't know?
No.
I mean, this is your chance to explain yourself.
There's no way I'm getting out of this anyway, so I'm not going to say anymore.
You shave down there. I like it smooth. You say you're going to groom yourself for this special event tonight. That's your car, right?
I thought she's wanting to be shaved down there.
You share that car with whom?
I thought you want to be shaved down there.
You have a twin brother?
Yes, I do.
What would he think about it?
God, that sucks being his twin brother, dude. Imagine his twin brother better lose like 70 pounds and grow his hair out and dye it blonde or something, because imagine looking like this knucklehead.
He wouldn't be happy.
All your family in Queens?
No, my mom died and my father lives in Manhattan.
In Manhattan. Well, Joshua, I don't know what else to say to you. Except that I'm Chris Hansen. And this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
Okay.
So if there's anything else you want people to know, now is
2016. Huh.
Yeah. You're free to leave.
Can I use the bathroom? Because I've been holding it for quite some time.
What a weirdo. All right, guys, we're gonna let me see. Let's go over here. I started this body cam thing earlier today because I had a crazy neighbor once. Guys, buckle in for this. Katie, you're back just in time for some foolishness.
Sorry, husband was calling asking what we want for dinner.
No worries. But yo, check this out, guys. Guys, go to Body Cam Edition. Jameson, have you seen this one yet?
No. Well, you should have told the husband. You said, "Oh, I'm getting dinner for myself."
I told him pizza.
I said pizza. That is, I swear, it takes a certain type of person to be a TCAP fan, dude. Seriously, it really, really does. And people look at you like, "Why do you like this?" Like, because this has to be the realest television ever. I can't think of anything more real than when these knuckleheads walk into the house and they especially when you see the ones where, hey, come on in, and then they see, oh, sweet, it is a real girl, and then you see their demeanor go from cautious to like, sweet, and then they got the Conor McGregor swag going on, and then
or like how they think they have, like, the decoy will tell them like they're cute.
Yeah,
when they're
like I said,
completely unfortunate looking.
Any one of these guys would actually think that any strange girl would actually think that they're cute.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
That's how you had to know it's a trap. You know what I mean?
Dustin McFetridge calling her sweetie was just creepy as hell.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I have to say, I think the most memorable ones for me, obviously Marvin, because and then what's his name, Kennelly, right?
Kennelly, yeah.
Yeah, Kennelly, and then
sorry.
Dr. Wallen is the one that I always show people who've never seen TCAP, because people go, "Oh, he's a doctor. Doctors wouldn't do that." Ah, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Come on, man. Wisco, what's going on, man? What's going on, guys? I have a Thomas Shin video ready to go. I just haven't dropped it yet. The 9 to 5 is kicking my butt, but I'm gonna drop a couple videos this weekend. So, yeah. But yeah, and then all the military guys. There's a couple military guys that I would show my friends back in the day, where they were like, "I can't believe that someone like this would do that." You know what I mean? Oh, and then Mr. Gary.
There's a guy named Kevin.
Mr. Gary. I'm gonna lose everything I got, Mr. Gary. Right? Knucklehead.
I want to go to prison.
I don't want to go to prison.
What law did I break?
Okay, here we go.
My property is being intruded on, and I'm getting ordered to go inside? Yes! Stop!
She's got a helmet on. Look at that. I guess she was banging her head on the side of the door or something, so they had to put a helmet on her. Look at that.
Off of me!
On July 9th, 2023, officers were dispatched to a neighborhood following a disturbance between a woman and her neighbor regarding their property line.
Yep.
Are these townhouses? Seriously?
Can you put her inside too for a moment? Yeah, it's the police. Can you go inside? Go inside. I'll be with you in a minute.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I live here.
Cool. Can you go inside for me?
She's been drinking, obviously.
My home is being intruded upon.
Okay,
You're telling
I'll
me to go
be
inside?
with you in a moment. I just want to separate you guys so there's no further disturbance.
From who?
You're screaming
Me
as
and
I'm
my
walking
what?
up.
Me and who?
You are screaming as I walked up here.
My home is being intruded upon, and you're telling me to go inside.
I'm asking you
May
to go
I
inside.
request a different officer, please?
Sure, you can talk to Officer Valpone here if you don't like the way I'm treating you. I think I was here last time.
You were.
Yeah.
Oh man. Apparently this happens a lot. Shark Tamer. I think there was only 2 Marines. There was more Army guys than Marines. You know what I mean? The one sweet guy, he was in the Navy. Resta Cruz was in the Army. The one guy that was like, this could cost you a military career. He was in the Army Reserves, right? Who else? Jameson. The guy that had the Arsenal in his truck, he was former Army, right? And then that goofball, the guy with the boy band haircut. What was he? Oh, and then Westerbeck, he was in the Air Force, right? I think, or the Army.
Westerbeck.
Yeah, Westerbeck. He was in the military for a little bit. Let me see.
I didn't know they made planes that small.
Let's see. Let's see.
Steve Buchanan. Ugh.
Yeah, Buchanan was. And have I done Rob Klein yet? I think so. I don't know. Let's see.
Affirmative.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've covered Rob Klein. Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
What's going on? So you built this metal thing, right?
I
No,
know
the
the
fence,
whole
the fence.
thing.
Okay.
She complained because the fence supposed to be on her property. Okay.
It's supposed to be on her property?
Supposed to be. She say like that, but I don't know. That's why I made my own.
She says it's
fence.
like too far over on her side.
Their dogs pee.
shit. All they do is just.
Oh, so her dogs would piss and crap in their backyard. So they built a fence, and now she's mad. Ah, okay. Look at the dad laughing. He's just like, dude, this is crazy.
Pour water on it, and it always
Yeah.
goes onto our side.
Sure.
So my dad put like something there to block it.
Like this gutter thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Ew. So she pours water on the poop instead of picking it up, and then it drains into their yard. Gross.
Okay.
So are you guys?
This is my wife.
Your wife. Okay.
Sucks to be you, dude. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. That's all.
a lot of this started off with these people being very rude to my wife. I told them, hey, get your property off of my property. Oh, so you put the concrete thing here to block it?
Yeah.
And then she broke it?
And blocked the water, yeah, and she blocked it today.
They built a fence back up onto my property and destroyed it. So I was contacting the city to get it taken care of.
Okay.
And then this curb is on my car. She's rolled her ankle multiple times. Which I said, it's on my property. We're taking it off my property.
Yeah, and
They put it up.
please do not look at the line because they drew the line.
Right,
With
so,
paint.
like-
the line is based on the property.
Here's the thing. Property line
The line's based on the property? You don't say.
in disputes, not a police matter.
I know.
So I do this. That's also not a police
Well,
matter.
if you
then.
well, here's the thing: is if you destroy it and it turns out it's their property, then
Well, until
right,
then-
There it is. Oops. Oops. Look at that. She's like, oh, wait, hold on. I can get in trouble for destroying their property. Didn't see that going that way.
Not your matter
Okay,
either. Then
you shaking your head and have an attitude towards me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and you go like this and talking to me in that way.
I
Right?
think
You're
you're
an
jumping
adult.
ahead. I am a
Advising
very respectful person.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that.
He's a real conscious type person.
How can someone deal? Male or female, guys, you cannot marry a knucklehead, let alone one that doesn't give you peace. Imagine you got to go out and work all day. You come home to a person that's just left like this.
In a respectful tone.
I am.
No, you weren't earlier, and I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to keep this civil,
Because
right?
the second I got out, I was told to go back inside.
Okay, and yet for someone different. And now I'm talking to you, and you're throwing attitude my way when I'm speaking with your husband, and he's explaining this. You chime in with some snotty remark as we're trying to figure out what's going on, correct?
I'm not trying to be snotty.
Well, you're acting that way, and you're speaking in a snotty
Well,
manner.
if you've lived here long enough to have to put up with this, I'm not trying to be snotty.
But
I'm not.
Do you think when we're trying to figure out what's going on, that making snark comments and speaking in a manner like that helps
I'm
the
not
situation?
trying to. Also, at the
She's
same
really
time,
upset
when you
because
just
they
fucking
told her to
came,
go back to
when
China.
you came up and
I mean,
told me
so
to
she's
go
a little
back
heated at
inside,
this moment because of this type of stuff,
when we
right?
rolled up, we
Which-
parked all the way.
Guys, now look, there's probably a lot of wrong things that happened, all right? But at the same time, if you're trying to get something resolved, everyone should be trying to de-escalate, okay? And here's the thing, guys. I don't okay, maybe I'm just like I had a really bad neighbor once. This chick was nuts, okay? Guys, look, I'm a very easygoing person. I don't see what these people's problem is. If they built a fence, if they built some concrete stuff, how does it affect you? It's over there. How does she roll her ankle unless she's trying to walk onto her neighbor's property? Am I wrong here? So they built a fence. So what? You know what I mean? Like how you must not have anything else to worry about.
I mean, she's not trying to be rude to you guys, but the heating up of like telling her to go back to China, that's a really messed up thing to say.
And someone ends up getting arrested.
so your decisions is based on my behavior.
Oh my god! No,
I'm not trying to
And
go
they're saying
that way.
she's screaming
I really am
racist
not.
remarks in our neighborhood.
No.
So,
But that was
so
after
I understand
that was after they
if
told her
they
to
say go
go
back.
back.
Okay,
Right.
right. But two wrongs do not make a
Not
right.
illegal.
That's what we're saying. That's why this officer.
What'd you say?
I said not illegal.
Yeah.
She to go inside. to calm the situation and we'd be in to speak with you. But you chose not to, right?
Forgive me for that. My property's been intruded on for as long as it has.
Please.
The fact is, like I said, I have to live with this every day, and I am frankly sick of it. And for them to tell me to go back to China, I'm not even from China. But like I said, this is the line they drew. This is the curb they laid. And this, as you can clearly see, crossing the structure of the home of mine.
Okay, I get that.
You really have nothing better to do. I mean, so they built a fence. I mean, okay, I could see if, like, let's just say, like Jameson had a house, Katie had a house, like, and they had yards, right? And Jameson just came up and like fenced off part of Katie's property. That's different. You're like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? But and even if it is a little bit on your property, really, is it that big of a deal?
But then why are we destroying this today?
Because, like I said, if you come over here, this line was not laid by the HOA.
Okay, who was it laid by?
Damn, that ain't gonna be here.
Okay, but then you can be, that is, if it is their property that they built and you destroy it, right? Hold on a second. The property line thing is, we don't know. So now you're destroying someone else's property.
Nope, it's on my property.
You're being unreasonable at this point.
I am not.
Yes, you
I
are.
am not.
Can I finish talking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They poured concrete there because you guys were urinating and defecating in your yard. And
No, that is not the case.
Okay.
That is not the case.
They put that there, correct? That's what you told me. They put that cement barrier there, correct?
What they did, yes.
Why?
So then that is, the cement part is not your property,
It's
correct?
theirs.
Correct.
You
So someone has the
destroyed
right to put it
something.
on my property.
Is it your property though? Do you know for sure? Do you have
Yes,
a legal,
I do.
you have a
I am
legal document?
more than.
Do you have a legal document that says
Yeah,
that?
she'd have
My
to
deed
get
will more than
documents from the
definitely
city.
tell you this is the line.
Here's the thing. Don't. You've taken a day. You emailed a day ago, right? These things take time. Just because you decide.
A day. You emailed a day ago. This cop's the man, dude. Seriously. Guys, like I said, I understand, there are times where, guys, come on. We all know the cops are necessary, but they're not your friends. But you watch enough body cam footage, and some of these cops really don't get paid enough to deal with this BS, man.
Or whatever goes on and you're going to destroy this, that's not how adults behave, is it?
Neither does the husband, right?
Okay, hold on.
We're talking about it.
Wait, whoa. Wait. What did he do wrong?
She's terrible.
Neither does a husband. Motherfucker. Look at the look she gave him. Look at the look look at that look right there. Look at that look right there. Guys.
Yeah. You did it, yes.
Look at that.
Right?
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. We're talking about it.
My husband in his Star Wars
No,
t-shirt.
it's like more than 6. If I go onto your property, being your next door neighbor, and I go do the exact same
I'm
thing,
polite
how well?
with my neighbors.
I
so
am.
Okay, what time is it? What is 1935, Jameson? Anyone military time?
It's 7:35.
What's that?
7:35.
Okay, and she's trashed, so she's drunk already. Like that's the only reason why she would act this way, right? So she probably has alcohol problem.
Until I'm not.
that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, what law did I break?
That's malicious
mischief.
Malicious. How about they maliciously built something on
Which you
my
have no legal documents to. That's what you're missing.
What is
You're
their
missing-
legal document to build anything on my property legally, physically, as
Ma'am,
you can see,
ma'am.
attached to my
Ma'am,
property?
there's 2 ways to resolve this issue today. Ma'am, you look at me.
Yeah,
There's 2 ways to resolve this issue.
This guy looks just like his voice, huh?
You calm down, or we may have to take you to jail.
Why? What did I do?
You committed.
There it is. There's.
Don't you put your hands on me!
Back up, or you're gonna go to jail.
Fuck you! I will go to jail.
I bet you will.
Go fuck yourself.
And this is gonna hit him with the.
I didn't spit at you.
Man, relax.
You're lucky I didn't kick you in the balls. Don't touch me.
The crime of malicious mischief.
Yeah, she's gonna say, "Piggy,
There's 2
piggy,
ways.
piggy."
Thank you. Won't you say that again in front of them?
They know this because you destroyed their property.
How about they maliciously laid it onto
How long
my
has
property?
that been there? How long has that
Does
thing?
it matter?
Yes,
Because I
because
have been asking and asking and asking, and they refuse to remove it.
And how long have you taken any type of, like I said, official
I
action
don't
with
know,
the city?
husband. How long? What have you done to actually?
How much have you had to drink today?
Oh no.
Too much.
Too much. Look at that. Look at that, man. Look. He said how much you've had to drink. Too much. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
You think I'm drunk? Well, that's not it. I just have mental health issues.
Katie, have you seen that video?
Yeah, she said that she got the herp derp.
Yes, that has to be. I have yet to see any body cam footage that topped that one, James. And other, do you remember the girl who yorked on herself in the car? He goes,
"Oh, of course, yeah,
ma'am." She turns. She's like, oh, I think she's vomiting. Oh, she's right. And then she opens the door and then reaches towards him to help her. He's like, oh no. Guys, I watched too much of this crap. I really do.
No.
Too much. You've had too much to drink today. You're behaving.
Why is it always me and my drinking?
Well, let's see.
If you have to ask, guys, there it is. John said it. Liquid character. If you have to ask yourself that question, you know you have a problem.
I don't know, wife. Why is it always your drinking?
Why is it always my drinking? Look at that.
We're destroying stuff.
I didn't
because you're
destroy
upset
it. I am removing something that is on my property, and it does not always equate to me, my drinking.
I'm going to tell you how it's going to go right now. You are going to go inside. You are not going to cause a disturbance the rest of the night.
What disturbance have I caused?
Screaming racist remarks.
Oh, and they haven't?
I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying that.
Why am I going inside and they're sitting out here?
I tell you, right there, and this husband of hers,
Beta,
right there, dude. Come on, man, you gotta keep your fling on the string there, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And why are you with her, guys? And this is advice for anyone of any type, because guys, there's men and women that are all like this, right? You cannot build a life with a person that doesn't give a damn, especially one that drinks and doesn't care about the consequences, because they'll do stuff and then you'll have to be the cleanup person. I know men that have been through this. I know women that have been through this. You're with a person that has nothing to lose, and they're going to act stupid, and then they're going to be the one calling you to bail them out of jail. Your car's on their car insurance, and they bash another car. All that other stuff, guys. You have to avoid people like this. Clown world.
Because they're not the ones screaming at the police in the parking lot.
Oh, because they just didn't do it while we were here?
They have not done it since I'm here, correct. 2 neighbors came outside and said that you were screaming racist, Hispanic, and Mexican-related remarks.
And I told them to come here and look, and then they went back inside.
We're not going to get into specifics.
No, and that's
Here's
what
what's
I'm
going to
saying.
happen. You're going to go inside, or you're going to jail.
Than what you think it is. So unless if you have it on
Here, I got an idea. Let's yell louder. That's gonna work. I'm gonna yell louder. And look at this beaten dog of a dude right here.
Oh, totally.
Okay. I think that this guy was in the military, and they married young, right? And they've just kind of been together ever since. You know what I mean? That's what I get from this guy. And he gets a
video because I didn't say what you think.
Go inside or you're going to jail. This is your last chance. Do you understand? Please go inside, please. Okay.
Oh, here come the tears.
I didn't do anything.
Here come the tears. Here come the.
No, nothing. I'm just emotional. Why don't you just
I know you. Then go inside.
my property is being intruded on, and I'm getting ordered to go inside.
Just right now, please go inside.
Look at that. It's like,
You guys, can I be taken to jail for yelling at them saying, "Jail"? You guys, move your f***ing fence. Move your f***ing fence.
Go inside your
How
house.
about you guys do something about this? Why am I getting orders to go inside? My property is being intruded on. No, you're not. You never have. You never.
look at this cop.
She's peeking. She's like Wilson on Home Improvement.
Zeph, what is going on, my friend?
Doing pretty good this week, so that's good.
Just in time for some foolishness. Have you been watching this?
This poor guy, Jesus. I haven't. I just got on a couple minutes ago, but yeah.
So
this is
let's
crazy.
hold on. Let's do the Wayback Machine. Okay, so it all started where these people on the right have dogs, right? And apparently they poop and pee in the yard, and instead of cleaning it up, they just spray water on it, and that water drains down into their neighbor's yard, and their dogs get into their yard. So they put up a fence with the little water block thing, and it drains into this concrete thing right here. This knucklehead over here, who's obviously an alcoholic, was like, you piece of trash, you're putting stuff up on our yard, da 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 da. So the cops have been here before. She decided to destroy the concrete thing. You know what the concrete water outlet thing is? You know what I'm saying? She took a hammer or whatever and destroyed it, and then was calling. Now the Hispanic family on the left might have said some names to her, but then she was calling them racist names back, and it's just all types of foolishness. But she was out in the middle of the street yelling, screaming, acting stupid. So they called the cops.
Yeah.
And right when the cops came up, she was saying,
You should fucking rot in hell, you bastard.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna say there's a
right? and now the cop. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say if there's another body cam video we want to watch, there's one of this lady that for some reason she was in the airport and she brought like an 80-pound bag and she had just abandoned it, and so the airport like security people are just kind of going through it like, oh, somebody left this here, and then she shows up. But when she shows up, the first thing she says is she uses a slur against one of the guys.
Oh, wait. Do you have you seen the one? You remember Jameson? I'm white. You remember that chick?
Oh, good Lord. I've seen that lady. Yeah.
This is what happens when you ask someone if they're white.
If you're asking if you're white.
Yeah.
If you want to put the link to that in the private chat, I can pull it up. So now she's yelling at her husband. You know what I mean?
Lord.
And she's
You mother.
If I was,
are you happy? You fucking prick. Are you happy?
If I was that guy, I would have picked up the wife, brought her inside, and locked the door. Like,
because then she'd have
I don't care.
And said that he was beating her up, and then he'd end up in jail. You know what I mean? I just don't know how this guy lives with this chick. I don't understand.
If I go to jail, it's your fault.
Okay.
It's your fucking fault.
She steps out.
Listen to how she talks to him. Listen to that.
Move your fucking fast.
She needs to go inside.
Nancy, you need to go inside.
Why? This is my
Yes, I can hear you screaming. You're causing a disturbance.
property. No, it's my property. Why are you removing me from my property?
I'm not removing you. I'm putting you deeper inside your property.
No.
Let's go inside. Nancy.
No, I'm not smoking
My dog's
inside.
I'm not going to let them know. I'm standing right here to make sure.
They're really nice.
I
They're really nice.
I know. Hi, puppies. Sorry. I'm making sure it doesn't get physical.
Poor dogs.
Because if it does,
It's not.
What did I do?
I know. I really don't want to make this a thing.
And she's like, Zeph, she said, why does this always come down to my drinking?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an issue, lady.
I'm trying to let me step outside.
Okay.
So it's not
what did I ask
She ain't gonna go inside. She go inside. She's causing a public disturbance.
August Lion, what's up, man?
Nancy, if you don't go inside, please.
Okay, it's my fault. Please go inside. Please go inside.
Let me go.
It's your sister. Just please.
No, let me in.
No, Eva.
Get me in.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Come
going.
here. You're under arrest.
Why?
You're under
I'm
arrest. Put your
going
hands behind your
inside.
back. Put your hands behind your back.
It's time! Let's go! Let's go! It's about time, dude! Let's go!
Going inside.
Please move, sir. You're under arrest.
For what?
Look at that.
Because I'm already going inside.
Guard.
I'm not. Call my f***ing lawyer. Congratulations, my kids are free.
That's your fault.
Oh, they have kids.
That's your fault. That's
No.
that's so real.
Oh, no.
How is that my fault? You ain't doing
That's
shit
husband's
about
fault.
what you're supposed to do.
Nancy, stop. They will.
What am
If you
I
keep
not? What am I?
screaming, that's scaring your kids, you moron.
I didn't
Do
fucking
not
kick
kick me.
You stepped on me.
She didn't
You
She didn't mean to. She didn't mean to. Beta. Come on, dude. He needs to get his kids and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that the sister's there means that look, that obviously the sister has to come and try and calm her down. And I think
She's living there.
I think this chick's Filipino.
on me. Now go ahead, toss me.
She didn't mean to.
Go ahead, toss me on the ground. Go ahead, toss me. Let go.
Now, guys, there's a mystery here. Why they put her in the car and she has a helmet on, like a bicycle helmet on? I'm wondering at what point are they gonna have to do that? I've never seen that before. I've seen them hobble people where they hog tie them. You know what I'm saying?
Spit mask.
Yeah, they give them the old. Right, I've seen the spit mask, aka the shower cap, and I've even seen them give them the Chipotle where they wrap them up like a burrito. But I've never seen the bicycle helmet.
Toss me on the ground. Yeah, rip my fence while you're at it. No, you did that. I clearly see your hand. Yeah, you kids. I hope you're happy. Doing nothing. Doing f***ing nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she needs to behave a
I
little
love how
better.
when people get arrested, they just keep talking.
Her arms.
Oh, I need 2 arms. I got fake knees and a rod up my back and suits on rotator cuffs.
Okay.
Adults.
Act like one.
You f***ing act like one.
Dude, these cops are.
You ain't doing shit about people encroaching on my
You
property.
act like one.
You arrest me. No, of course it's not. Nothing is your concern until it is.
Away.
That absolutely
How,
is
what the
100%.
f- do you guys do? What do you do? I was
Arrest
going
people
inside
who are
these
losing their
Is
minds
this
in the middle of
Kirkland,
the street.
Washington? Huh?
It's me.
You did not go inside. You began wrestling with your sister.
Did she complain about it?
It doesn't matter. That's illegal.
You? Oh, is it?
It is.
Now
Okay.
you two f***ing seriously think about it. My property is being intruded on. You arrest
Do you have anything sharp that's going to stick or poke me?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You are welcome to search.
I am going to search you. Can you stop moving? Spread your feet.
Yeah.
How much
Guys,
further
this is Kirkland, Washington, where Costco is from.
would you like?
That's perfect right there. Can you hold that for me? Thank you. Go ahead and get inside the apartment there.
I'm surprised she's so cooperative. You know what I mean? So she wasn't kicking them when they were trying to put her.
I want to let you know that you're under arrest for malicious mischief in the 3rd degree, and I'm still
I
going to
think she's
investigate
just
whether
given
you're
up.
arrested for disorderly conduct, okay?
Yep, my home is, like I said, being intruded on.
Okay.
And this is what you guys.
Who does she sound like? Who does he sound like?
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and they're right there on the scene. Is this your quota?
Is this your quota?
No, we
To
don't have
arrest
quotas.
somebody?
Look at that. Look at that look in her eyes, man. Look at that look in her eyes, man. Look at
Just
that.
because?
Nancy, I'm going to be honest. I would have preferred to just leave and resolve the problem.
I
than
wish
going to
you
jail.
would have, and I was going inside. I was just trying to have a smoke. I was seriously just trying to have
Okay,
a
so
smoke.
you
and
can
you
just
came
have a scream as
into
well
my
while you
little
smoke.
corner of where I was going to smoke, and you
Yes.
arrested me.
That is 100% correct.
Yeah, so I was going to do what you wanted.
Do me a favor and just stop talking. So
And I'll talk. Yeah, of course. That's what all you guys ever want. Fucking stop talking. Fucking stop talking. That's all you
Stop
guys
talking,
ever
lady.
want.
Let me know when you're ready
Ready for what?
to read your rights to you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything
I
you say-
didn't. I wasn't aware that I had
The
any
way that
rights.
she said that,
You have
oh,
the
I'm
right to remain
doing that,
silent.
and then she
Anything you
won't
say
But
stop
I
talking.
have rights as a
in a
what?
court of
How
law.
my fucking
You have the right at
property
this
is
time
being
to talk
intruded
to
on,
a
and
lawyer
I get
and have them present
arrested.
with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish.
Can you?
You
will
can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand those rights?
Nope, I do not.
Which part did you not understand, or would you like
I
me to
do
reread
not
the whole
why.
thing?
I do not know why I'm arrested for protecting my home. I thought this was a stand your ground state.
Before we talk any further,
Not in Washington State, you knucklehead. And she's got to hit him with the.
I'm gonna shit and piss and puke on the back of your squat car, you little pig!
I need to understand that you understand.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not, and I would like to ask you to please ask my husband to call in to work for me.
Okay.
To
I can do that. Can you let me read your rights again so you understand them?
I don't understand it because I don't feel like I violated anything other than maybe
there's a difference
destroying
between-
the fucking curb that wasn't supposed to be there.
And that's exactly what you're under arrest for.
Well,
There it is. There it is, guys.
I didn't do anything. I was drinking a beer. Why can't I drink a beer?
I watch a lot of body cam footage. It's
I was
really
gonna say,
bad.
by the way,
You know what?
The link I sent you, it starts at 11 seconds because the beginning is like the clickbait part, so they'll
Okay.
kind of like spoil the whole thing. But we can watch that later.
That's great.
We're
You
almost done
guys
with-
want to arrest people whose homes being intruded on? Kudos.
Okay. It's really important that I make sure you understand your rights.
Don't. I don't understand. I have lost brain cells. I don't understand.
Thank God. Guys, give these cops a round of applause. God, look at that.
I really did.
I really wanted to go inside.
What's done is done. Let's.
The thing about angry drunks, right? Like, there's some people where I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychologist or anything, but if you're a person that you have a couple drinks and it just brings out the demon in you, that this anger, you gotta go talk to someone. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to have a beer with your buddies without trying to punch holes in the wall. You know what I mean?
Let's focus on the future.
No.
I'd like to have a
I-
beer and enjoy a beer, but my home is being intruded upon.
Why?
Because I don't need to hear anything you have to say.
I'll go talk to. I'll get. Just give her out.
What is this? What's wrong with this society teaching someone to stand up for their rights? But if you do, this is what you get.
It didn't stop there.
You need to stop punching yourself and just, okay?
I can't.
How do you get this angry? You know what I mean? Like,
What's up
she
with
had-
people acting a mess all the time when they get arrested? I mean,
well, the thing is, she's so drunk. She's angry, and she's an angry drunk, right?
yeah, that's
And
probably
like the thing is different stimulus makes her angrier, obviously, and she's a control freak, obviously, and now she's not in control at all. So she's doing things like punching herself because that's a way to feel like she's in control. Because, like I said, I'm not a professional by any means. I just watch a lot of criminal investigation programs.
Yeah, you can put me in cuffs. You can probably put me in a hospital, but I can't. I
You get better in cuffs, I can see.
can't. And I'm just trying to tell you that I have mental health issues. I'm extremely distraught.
Well, let me
I feel like my whole life is ending.
There it is.
Just put your hands behind your back. We're gonna put you in cuffs so you don't hurt yourself.
You would put me in cuffs again. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, I'm resisting again too.
You're not resisting.
I am not. I never was.
Yeah, Kirkland, Washington. I thought so.
The woman's behavior prompted concerns, leading to her transfer to another facility for her safety.
Please don't take me down there, please.
I don't have a choice.
Please.
Put your leg
I
back there.
cannot go to school. They won't give me care.
Put your leg back there.
I wonder.
Please take me to a fucking hospital. I can't go to fucking school.
During transit to the facility, the
She
woman
said-
began hitting her
Anyway,
head against the glass,
she
prompting
did.
the officer to pull over.
Let me see if you have any injuries. Do you have any pain anywhere?
Yeah, you're giving me a pain in my ass. Get off.
Look at that.
My eyes, will you?
Good lord.
Why? Bang me.
Oh, no problem.
It didn't stop there.
I would just leave the South Kirkland parking right.
There it is. Look at that.
Don't pull my arms, they're two-to-one rotator cuffs. Why are you being bastards to me?
Look at that.
The officer had to stop once
How
more
much
to
relief
provide
is her
additional
husband
safety
feeling right
measures.
You're not getting the helmet.
He looks like he's like a 1950s football player. Look at that.
Off your head.
It's like a
You're
rugby
not
helmet.
fitting it properly on my head.
Yeah, it's too big.
No, you're not fitting it properly on my head.
We're gonna-
That's against the safety rules.
Yeah, that's why we're stopping.
Yeah, so is banging your head on the window, you
Yeah,
knucklehead.
so is smashing your head into the
Oh
window.
my
I mean,
gosh, you guys.
Stop. I know the safety rules.
Okay. We're gonna have another helmet come though. That's smaller.
Stop. Stop. Let me go. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, you're hitting my head against the wall.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You just did. You just hit my head
she's
against
holding
the
your arm,
wall.
lady.
Yeah.
How
Oh, so it doesn't matter?
Can you
Yeah.
stop
Well, you're
hitting your head?
doing it. You're doing it as we speak.
I'm sorry. He's holding the helmet. It's like woo woo, moving around on her head.
Like,
This is new. I've never seen this
off
before.
my head. Let the off my head. Get off my head.
Stop hitting your head. I don't want you to hurt yourself. We get to the.
No! Let me off! Put me in the hospital! No!
Have you ever tried to put like a costume hat on a cat? Like, meow, meow, like, here, it's Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? Wear this, or it's Christmas. Put the Santa hat on. You know what I mean? So that's what this is like.
Help! 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 Let go! Help! Let go.
Stop.
Let go! I can't.
Sound warning for anyone that has earmuffs. I mean, earplugs in. Sorry.
Breathe. Get off of me! I can't f***ing breathe! Get the f*** off of me!
We have medics coming.
No, you don't.
Please work with
I begged you. I begged you. I said, please, get off of me. Think about how well this would go. Think about it.
It would go a lot better if you listened to what we were trying to tell you
Why?
and you went with the program.
Hey Nancy, I'm Officer Baker. I haven't been here before. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, okay?
That's great. Give me my.
I help you
I
out.
need my.
He's holding the helmet too.
Put me in a hospital right now. Can you get it off my eyes?
I can try to do that, yeah.
Okay, it's all over my face. Okay, I cannot not see. It's beyond like less than human rights. You can't do that. I want to be able to see. Get me the out of here.
They gave her the Chipotle, dude. Look at that. They wrapped her up like a burrito. Look at that.
All right, Nancy, my friends with the Bellevue Fire Department are here to check you out, make sure you're medically okay.
I'm requesting to have immediate medical
It looks like she's gonna go spar some rounds with that helmet on, right?
attention
The headgear.
at a f***ing hospital because it's beyond all of you guys' capabilities.
Nancy.
Well, here's the medical professionals.
Hi, Nancy. I'm Jessica. Hi. We're just gonna get your blood pressure and check you out medically. Okay.
The woman was medically cleared and was later charged with malicious mischief for destroying her neighbor's property. Her husband posted bail for her immediately afterward.
Of course he did.
Do you believe they will
Of course he did. Of course he did. And that's the thing about some of these knuckleheads. There's always some moron to sweep in
Here I come to save the day.
and bail them out, dude. Clown world. Okay, let's see here.
July 1st, 2022, officers.
Oh, yeah. Unspoken Crime Murders is a great channel, man.
From the Broward County Sheriff's Department were called to a JetBlue terminal. They were responding to an incident involving.
Well, that's all you had to say is JetBlue.
Yep, this woman actually got a lifetime ban from JetBlue.
For
So
Spirit or anything else.
Involving a woman who refused to pay a baggage fee for her oversized luggage. Before departing, she issued a statement indicating that a person of color had 3 minutes to bring her bag.
We're just curious to see what's inside.
When the officers
Wait,
arrived, they
wait,
initially
I've seen
suspected
this
that a homeless individual might have abandoned the luggage. They were completely unaware that the woman who had left the bag had already missed her flight 45 minutes prior.
Just clothing, but heavy. No tag. I mean, there's a holder, no. Yeah, just no. I'm just saying there's a holder, but no name.
Is this when the female cop was like, that is unacceptable, right? Yeah.
no, she says like, "Oh, lady, what are you saying?" It's that.
Just looks like
It's
clothing.
really funny.
That heavy?
It's a lot.
No.
Maybe it was some homeless person.
But I watched this one like months ago.
Oh,
This is a good one.
I recognize this
It's all underneath.
Yeah, well, not that I
Yeah, you don't want to look in there.
But it's like,
You don't want to look with no gloves on and
yeah, no, for sure.
yeah. But on top, it's all clothing.
Yeah,
There's something heavy like underneath the clothing because there's no way.
This is.
There's no way that's just clothing.
How much it weight? They have a scale.
There's one right here. Should be right there.
There's one place you don't want to mess around at. It's the airport. Straight up, dude.
78 pounds.
77. What could be in there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's more than just clothes. It has to be. It's like having an engine or
an engine,
a motor. Or,
It looks like equipment.
Yeah.
It feels like equipment.
Yeah.
No way. I'm just curious. It's just
No, because
I just look.
Hazardous reasons or. I mean, for me, I know it's at the JetBlue. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the dog didn't alert, so at least it's not.
Right.
It's nothing dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like. It's as if someone says, "Hey, you know what? This is ours. We can't rotate it." Lost the balance.
Oh, it looks like a homeless person's like house.
Yeah, why do you need that much stuff?
I mean, it's got like all this. It's all shoes and whatever the heck. This is like a whole container of Q-tips. This looks like documents.
Yeah.
Like,
education.
oh yeah, that's part of what's causing the bulk a little bit. Lisa Michelle Landy.
Dude, is that her birth certificate? Look at that. Why would you put that in your briefcase?
No, it says University of Notre Dame. She was a like professor or something.
She's got a master's degree from Notre Dame. It's pretty good.
We need to find her.
In what?
I'm not sure why she would leave a whole suitcase. 561-923-52. So she's coming out to get her bag?
She's not flying.
She's not flying. Okay.
I just spoke with the supervisor that's covering the area. They're turning it over, so there's another but I spoke with both of them, and he said the woman's going to come out. So there were other issues. So.
She's intoxicated, I think, also.
If she's intoxicated, she's definitely not supposed to be going anywhere. So.
Like toiletries too, like hygiene products, like perfume bottles, glass. That's what makes it ridiculously heavy. 83 pounds. Like, what do you have in here? A small child.
But then
And it
why
was-
would you leave it? Just abandon it.
Here we go.
Well, I've never had so many people board a plane or attempt to board a plane either intoxicated or under the influence. I mean, and
It's
when
crazy.
they're under the influence, you can,
Smell it.
oh my goodness. Some of it is so strong. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yo!
Look at that. Just drop it. Just drop it. In
Here it is.
from the jump. I remember this. That's right. Drop it in.
I love her reaction though. The cop's
From the
reaction is
jump.
hilarious.
From the jump. Hold on. Where is it? She just comes up. Just dropping bombs.
Lady,
Yeah.
we don't speak
Say
that
way,
here.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
In the airport? In public? You said the N-word?
Look at her face.
Are you
Look at her
serious?
face.
You're yelling that shit here. No.
She looks like she's tweaking.
you're-
She doesn't
yeah,
look
you're
drunk.
gonna go. No, you're gonna take your big ass fucking cancer. Get that fucking 83-pound suitcase. Excuse you, that's your Go get it. Get downstairs, lady.
Don't
get
do that.
downstairs. No.
Carry it.
No, get your
I can't
Go
carry
downstairs.
it. It's so funny.
Go. Excuse me.
Don't
What are
do
you
that.
gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Get your
What are you
Get
gonna do?
arrested.
What are you gonna
That's
do?
what
It's time. Let's go. This cop's like, what are you gonna do? Get some.
Excuse you.
That's right.
No. No.
I want to see my
You're gonna
mother
be trespassed.
tomorrow.
No.
So
you're
then why would
arrested
you
now.
get drunk, lady?
No. No. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I didn't spit at you.
Relax.
You're lucky I didn't kick you in the balls. Don't touch me.
Put your hands behind your back.
Not up to me. You're the one
Excuse you. Put your hands behind your back.
Stop! Please stop.
Stop.
I
You
to
need
take
to
my
stop.
Mother. You're too young, so you don't
No, I
understand.
don't.
What is
You're acting like a freaking lunatic.
She sounds like a child.
Nobody
She sounds like a
cares right
teenager.
now because you're acting like a lunatic at an airport. You're shouting racist, derogatory terms in the middle of an airport.
I just said the N-word. I used an A and not an R.
My mom is dying of cancer.
No.
All I want to do is
My best friend's mom is down.
You're
with
not. You're
cancer.
not. You're not when you're blasted drunk, lady.
But this officer told me that tomorrow I can.
Well, not before you started yelling.
Look at that. You see how loose that one on the right is? I hope that she tightens it because she can slip out.
You know what? You just said nigger.
No, you just said it.
Get your
I'm a
Dang, she's just covering the whole rainbow now, isn't she? Like, who else?
Listen to what the cop says.
here,
Listen
huh?
to what the cop says.
I'm a
She's
you
gonna go
got
tell
the
her
wrong
neighbor to go back to
culture,
China.
lady. I'm a okay.
You got the wrong culture, lady is my
Get my
favorite
hands
thing.
out here and hate me.
I can't even put her in my car.
Because guess
This is
what?
gonna laugh.
Yeah.
There's such a
such a thing as guns in South Florida, Dean.
What are you trying to say?
Just let me go to a hotel and just come back tomorrow. This is not fair.
Nah, they're
She
gonna give
wants
you
to
free
put me
room
up
and
to me
board.
when I need to see my mother and my 2 boys that are home from college.
Why do you get blasted drunk to see your family and your
Yeah, those are too loose, guys. She's gonna slip out of those.
dying mother that you missed your flight and you left your bag?
That's great how you treat people. Really great.
You know what she said? Yelling out, like the N-word, yelling out.
Don't say it again.
All out loud. No, I only brought hands on you. You need to be quiet.
Yeah.
You need to relax
Battery,
yourself.
touch, and
You need to
strike on
relax.
you.
You need to relax.
Get her hands off of me.
Put her in the car.
Which car? Where's the car? Whose car are we putting her in? Whose car? Come on.
I want her. Ow!
Stop moving there.
Manhandling me. I'm cooperating.
What
Yep,
a mess.
cooperating.
How embarrassing.
$300 in cash right there.
Imagine
I wanted
the
it
kids
back.
seeing this.
My
This is their mom. Imagine
Yeah.
those 2 boys seeing this. Good lord.
Sad.
husband is a med mal attorney. He's a senior partner in Midtown Manhattan. And there's
That's not going to help you in Florida,
You guys remember
sweetheart.
when that old Karen was like, "You need to speak English," and the lady's like, "Dude, I'm Native American. Like, what are you talking about? This is our country." She's like, I'm speaking the native language of this country. Like, what are you talking about?" And then the lady pushed her, and the lady goes, "Oh." It slaps her in the face. It takes her, it starts punching her, and then the husband's like, "I don't know why my wife is like that. She's really not racist. She's just been under a lot of stress. Please."
Oh, I just said.
All right, sit back in the car.
Ow! Ow! Are you fucking crazy?
All right, man. We're not playing that game with you acting like a child. All right, you can sit like that. Do what you gotta do.
The woman was hit with a slew
Look at that picture right there.
of charges, including assault on an officer and public intoxication. She was sentenced to probation and community
Of course
service
she
and
got
has
probation.
received a lifetime ban from JetBlue Airlines.
Look at
This
that.
isn't her first run-in with the law. She was charged in a different case for calling
Dude, if you've been arrested enough to actually smile in your mugshot, dude, you know you got problems.
911 over 100 times. Anyway, write a comment. Do you think the officer were too rough on her, or did they do their job properly?
Look at that, guys.
She was charged earlier because she called the cops over 100 times.
Yeah.
That was her prior charge.
On May 23rd.
Which is insane.
July 1st, 2020.
There's one right here. Because look, and then I'll shut this down. Watch. But
all confused.
19 times while he slept. Wow. And he survived? He's alive?
That's insane. He's just sitting there just chilling. I mean, how the heck?
Wow. Guys, we got to go over this one day. He survived. She stabbed him 22 times. Now, guys, this one right here, look at this. She gets caught with 26 pounds of Bolivian marching powder. And look at how calm she is.
All right, I'm going to give you a warning notice on the window tint.
The short of La Borracha makes
Look
sense.
at Rover. Look at that. So she had window tint that he was stopping her for. Now what probably happened is the state that they loaded it up in had different window tint laws, and the knuckleheads that didn't understand. Guys, if you are gonna do this type of thing, you need to have the most basic, average looking car. No tint, perfect plates, everything fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't have window tint and then drive from, say, Texas to Louisiana where the window tint laws are completely different.
I'm going to issue
Look at the dog.
a ticket for not having your driver's license with you. All you have to do
Not having your license either? And you're
Yeah,
riding dirty?
Also,
Like, what
her
are you
shirt
doing?
makes sense. Her
What's
shirt
that?
makes sense.
What is
it's
it?
It's based on like the loteria cards from Latin America, and it says La Borracha, which is the female version of the drunk.
Ah, okay.
So
that within the next 30 days. Just get yourself a new copy of your driver's license. take that copy of your driver's license up to the clerk's office here in Bushnell and present them with the new copy of your license, and that ticket will be dismissed. Okay, we're in Bushnell, something. Okay. Ms. Espinosa, any reason that K9 was searched your vehicle? Okay. Are you on the Florida Medical Marijuana Registry?
I was working there, yes.
You were working there?
Yeah, I was working there.
Yeah, right. Let's skip ahead.
Okay, all right.
Tents, they said the tents were too dark, and there's another one here in the K9 Olio Algo, so I don't know.
Look at that.
Okay. Bye-bye.
What'd she say? She said, I'm not under arrest yet, but they're checking everything. I'm going to lose everything. I'm not getting out of this one. They got a dog. They found me. Yikes. Oh, she knows she's cooked.
Hey, this is what's going on. There's some items in the vehicle that we need to take a little bit closer look at.
Largest, hot, cold, you name it. Then it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. You know what I'm saying? So, this, you couldn't, and I think there's more in there, so. Yeah, no, with that headliner being pulled out.
Oh, it was in the headliner of the car.
Yeah.
Clerk's office within 30 days.
Okay.
It'll just be a $10 service fee to
Use
a little too warm. Is there a bathroom I can use?
She should be here in just a minute.
Okay.
Afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you'd be willing to do? Talk about what happened, the traffic stop and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, once the female deputy gets here, let you use the restroom and get all comfortable. There's a room inside that we can kind of be away from everybody, and
26 pounds.
I think you already understand what's going on is pretty serious.
Toast.
I want to use good poopy.
What is the music? Oh, that's it? That's no fun. Yeah, guys. Well, she's toast. 26 pounds. I mean, come on. I don't even want to Google how much that would Oh, we already saw this one. This one, the person has 160,000 fentanyl pills on them. That's a lot of fentanyl, man. Why? All right, you guys. I'm gonna shut this bad boy down. I'm gonna drop Thomas Shin and I think Chuck Harding this weekend. So yeah, Zeph, Jameson, any closing words?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get some rest. I got 2 torn rotary cuffs.
I don't really have anything.
Okay.
But
hey, Zeph, did you see that crazy like flash yesterday?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I thought it was like a nuclear bomb had gone off, or like a factory had exploded. So it was crazy.
I think it was thunder, but I don't know.
It was some type of weird like weather phenomenon. It's like a thunder, like in something flash or whatever. It was when the hot air and the warm air like crash into each other.
Yeah,
but
that's lightning usually, but it was.
But it was like
very different.
some special way, and literally like it was nuts. Like the whole sky lit up. It was like and then it was like it was like an explosion. It was so crazy. So
yeah, I was sitting in my room and I just saw this flash outside, and I was like, "What the heck was that?"
I was like, "Oh no!" Someone finally parked a weapon in downtown DC. You know, so yeah. But,
yeah.
All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.
See ya.